This is an example of a schedule. Each child will be put into a crew, and a crew is a group of 4 to 6 kids, and that crew will have a leader, and many of you, praise the Lord, have volunteered to be crew leaders for these kids. And we'll separate all of the crews into 3 groups. So there'll be the blue shield group, the green shield group, and the red shield group. And each shield group will have a certain schedule. So as you see there, all of us will start together at 6:30 for the sing and play. Then, for example, the blue will go to games, and then Bible adventure, and then craft, missions, and treats in small group. And then we'll have a finale back in the sanctuary. Preschool has a very similar organization. All of their activities will be back in the Noah's Ark area except for their sing and play, which is a separate time. So they will not be with the elementary aged kids, but they'll still get the sing and play experience in the middle of their rotation. Here's an example of the awesome maps that we have this year, and this is an example of one of the crew groups. So for example, you'll see a number 1 in the sanctuary for sing and play, and it gives you all the arrows. So the first stop will be the sanctuary for this crew, and then you follow into the arrows and you see the number 2 in games, and so on. So even I can follow this map, so I hope this will be helpful to all of you who use this when you volunteer. Our station leaders are key to making sure Kingdom Rock is a success. We have many different ones, and hopefully you have heard from your station leader. If not, please feel free to email the Summer Block Party email address that we have been sending you lots of emails from throughout this season. If you were at the real training, we would have had a game called The King Says, and this is very similar to Simon Says. This is one of the games that the kids will experience just to kind of get us excited about Kids Rock. So just pretend for a minute that you played Simon Says just now, but it was The King Says. Our missions emphasis is, like I said earlier, the Clemens Food Pantry, and we have chosen this. This is one of our local ministries. We try to alternate a world focus one year and then a local focus the next. And just to give you some background, 35% of Winston-Salem households with children consistently struggle to feed their family. 1 in 5 North Carolina children under 18 is hungry, and the number jumps to 1 in 4 for children that are younger than 5. So this is something that is a huge need, and River Oaks is going to help meet that need. And we have 2 opportunities for all of you, whether you're a child or you are been a child a long time ago. We would love all of us to help fill up the Summer Block Party Castle, and we have created, not me, I have no handiwork skills at all, but some wonderful volunteers have created a castle that will be inside the coffee bar area, and we would like you to help fill it up. It will be empty, and we would love the following items: oatmeal, cereal, crackers, pasta, rice, dried beans, canned fruit, vegetables, soup, canned meats, and canned spaghetti sauce. So if you could bring those items. We do not want any glass. If you could just make sure those non-perishable items could be the only things you fill in the castle. And then we also have a praying well where kids and adults can say a prayer for the food pantry, the volunteers, the supported families, and you can drop money inside that well to help support the Clemens Food Pantry. Let's learn about our outreach opportunities for Summer Block Party. We have 2 prayer walk opportunities. The first one is Sunday, June 2nd, after second service, and then we have another opportunity Tuesday, June 4th at 10 o'clock a.m. Both will leave from River Oaks parking lot, and these walks will be where whoever comes, and I hope it's a lot of people, will start off at River Oaks, and you will pray and walk to local neighborhoods to outreach to those people in the neighborhoods, and also have some opportunity to pray for Summer Block Party. It's amazing that there have been people who are now members of River Oaks because of these prayer walks, so it's a great outreach opportunity. Here is an email address where you have prayer requests, and we would love for you to email them to this email address, prayersbp@gmail.com. Please feel free to email those requests now, during, and after Block Party. T-shirts. We're going to have a $5 donation accepted on the workday 4 t-shirts. We would love for you to wear them the Sunday morning of block party, as well as obviously each night. You might have to wash it. Along with your name tag that you'll receive when you check in at volunteer check-in, and that will be for security purposes. Our emergency plan, we want to go over these logistics just in case, and hopefully we won't need them. But first, if there's an evacuation, you will follow security's instructions. They will be in red shirts. You'll evacuate the building and go to the gravel parking lot in the back or in the parking lot in the front. Crew leaders, obviously you're going to take those kids with you, but we also want you to take your crew bags as well. Tornado, if there is a tornado, always follow security and go to classrooms 1, 2, 3, or 4, or to an interior hallway. But again, those red-shirted security friends will help guide us the right way. If you have lost a child, please notify security immediately. If there is an intruder or a lockdown, you will notify security. If you're inside a room, if you can lock the door if appropriate, and then security will let you know what to do next. If you have a medical emergency, if it's appropriate, feel free to call 911. If you are using a church phone, you will need to dial 9 first before you can dial out. Notify those security red-shirted wonderful people and wait for medical volunteers to arrive. We do have people who volunteer to serve as medical assistance with needed. If there is severe weather, we will make the call, and you will get instructions from one of the directors. Cell phones. I feel like it's impossible for me to live without my cell phone, but we would ask for you to not use your cell phones during any events at Summer Block Party. That's for 2 different reasons. First, we don't want any kind of message sent to our kids that they are not as important as our phone. Our kids deserve our undivided attention. And also, we have children in Summer Block Party who need to not have their identities revealed in any way. So we don't want anybody posting pictures on any kind of social media or taking pictures with cell phones and so forth. We will have an official photographer at Summer Block Party to capture all of those wonderful memories. So please help us out and keep your cell phones in your pockets or purses during Summer Block Party. When you arrive to River Oaks for Summer Block Party, you will go around near the side back area for volunteer check-in. You will have signs, and we'll make sure you get where you need to be because it's kind of hard to describe it from a computer. But there'll be a special area. It's behind the building outside the entrance. You'll get a new colored name tag each night. If you are checking in your child, you'll go in at volunteer check-in, and then you'll take your child to either Noah's Ark or the sanctuary. The drop-off begins at 6:15, and you'll report to your station. Now, we will have childcare available at 6:15, but we would love volunteers to maybe volunteer to come before and after the actual times of Summer Block Party for supporting the childcare for our volunteer kids. And you can sign up for this on your volunteer contract. Registration is very different this year for our kids. If you have been participating in the past, you know that you would have to have checked in every night. But this year, parents will only check in once in the coffee bar. On the first night, parents will get an envelope. This envelope will have the 4 wristbands and 4 name tags, one for every day. And that will be what the parent will keep up with all week. So the child will have their name tag and their wristband on as they walk in, and they can be dropped off that way. They won't have to wait to register each night. So the child will have their name on the name tag, so parents are responsible for doing that, and parents are responsible for making sure the child wears that name tag in their wristband. The parent or the approved adult will keep the security tag from that band in order to pick up the child each night. So each band has a special little tag, and that's your way of getting your child at the end of the night. When the child arrives, they will go through the security point only if they're wearing their name tag and wristband, and they'll go directly to their crew meeting point, which the signs will direct them to do. If you're a volunteer, however, you can pick up your envelope on the workday, so you don't even have to wait till the first night, which is a great bonus. And volunteer kids will have a V on their name tag to indicate, and their wristband to indicate that they are a volunteer's child. And if you do lose something like a name tag or a wristband, you can go to the registration area at the coffee bar or Noah's Ark. Crew leaders will be responsible for taking attendance of who is in their crew each night. And I know you hear a phone ring behind me. I'm sorry. I'm going to keep on talking though. At the end of the evening, the children will be taken by groups into the gym. Parents will line up in the Kids Rock lobby and by the double doors into the gym. The child's name will be called and their wristband matched with the person who has come to pick them up. If they match, which they will, I'm sure, they'll be released through the gym doors that lead outside. If there's not a security tag for that child, they will have to show an ID to an approved volunteer for verification. Now, volunteer kids, they will stay in the sanctuary elementary until the volunteer is released for the evening. So volunteers will still need the security tag even though we know you're volunteers, and that's just for safety. There will be someone there to take tags at the sanctuary, and as long as someone has the tag, anybody can get it. So if you want to send your teenage child to pick up your other younger child, that's fine. They just have to have the tag. Preschool registration is very similar, except parents will take their children to the first classroom that they start in, and they will pick them up at the same place, except for games that will happen at the indoor playground. Volunteer children will need a clear V on both their name and their wristband for preschool only. Again, volunteer children will remain in their room. Once all but volunteer children remain, they will move all volunteer children to the indoor playground to be picked up. If you participated in Summer Block Party, and you'll remember that we offered food for volunteers, which was awesome. And what that basically is each night you'll have the opportunity to pre-register for meals prior to the start of Block Party each night. The cost will be $6 per person. The food will arrive by 5:15 and can be picked up until 6. We will serve water and lemonade with every dinner. If you want more information about that, you can click on the website that's on my screen. Don't think it'll work because it's in a video, but I also have a tab on the volunteer website that you're on right now to register for meals. Kickoff is a fun time. It is how we really get the excitement going for Summer Block Party each year. And this year that will be on Sunday, June 23rd from 5 o'clock to 6:15. 4:30 is when volunteers and their families can come to have a kind of secret, but it really won't be secret because there's a lot of volunteers. But it's a special time for you and your families to enjoy all of the wonderful events, hot dogs, bounce houses, music, pony rides, and more. And you will check your children in by 6:15. So please spread the word. Because you are doing an online training, we can't give you a magnet, but you can stop by the registration table in the coffee bar to get a magnet so you can put it on your car and spread the word about Summer Block Party around everywhere you go. Now, we have some paperwork for you. You're not going to go to a room, but if you go to the bottom of this website, you will see all of the paperwork that you need to print out. You'll have contracts and background forms and so forth. And please follow the directions on the website on where to turn those in. Thank you so much for watching this video and being a part of Summer Block Party this year. We know that you are so important to making this a success.